This wand is pre-programmed and dipped in pheromone to love you automatically. It does love the player. The question is, do you love it back? And the answer is, you can program a wand to do anything in Noita. I think it deserves at least like a B tier. Okay, so we've got the chaotic version of this wand. You do not get to program this one. This one is normally hostile, but in this situation, we're going to assume that all of these creatures are under the effect of they're in love with us. Okay, I feel like the relationship could go up in flames in a moment, or it could work out. It could be pleasantly surprised. Things could be good. You know, you never know. I feel like I personally prefer like more stability in my partner. And because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in D tier, and we're actually gonna make another like couple of tiers. I'm gonna make an F tier, because we're gonna like start naming these as well probably. All right, so we're talking about these 3 mushrooms because they are like all pretty much identical. This thing is just the most impermanent thing ever. You give it one hug and it explodes. Like, that's not what you want in a relationship. That's like easy F tier territory. Not to mention this thing, it'll just like keep spawning over and over. You won't be able to get rid of it. It's awful. In fact, that one's getting its own tier. We're gonna say like the weird stalker energy. We're gonna give it the weird stalker energy tier. There we go. And we're gonna put that there, and then this is gonna be F tier. There we go. All right, that's going into weird stalker energy, and these 2 are going into F tier. This one has a bigger explosion, which is not any more impressive. It's still a problem. This dude, you need to hold a special item to even see them, and like we're gonna assume that it's not going to deal damage to us on contact like it does to everything else because we're on the same team. If we're dating in a relationship, we're on the same team. We're not taking damage from just contacting each other. That would be silly. That said, it is just a giant floating head. It is shy, which is, you know, that's like it's something, I guess, if you're into that. You know, I feel like you're gonna have to do some serious chasing. There's gonna be like a lot of work. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to like open this relationship up. And I'll be honest, they're not much of a looker either. I don't know. It seems like a lot of work. That's head game. It's gotta be. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Listen, we'll give it a D tier. It's not awful. I'll put it above the chaotic nature of this one. I think we make a new tier above F tier, and it's gonna be the Roomba tier. Because, like, the Roombas have a personality, but it's not good. Like, it's you wouldn't date a Roomba. You're not gonna date a Roomba. Let's be real. We're gonna have 50 tiers at the end of this, and that's okay. We have Dynamite Guy. Dynamite Guy is pretty funny. He's a funny dude. He's a bit of a goofy one. I think he's funny. He does know how to use a wand, which is impressive. You know, they're pretty good. They're all right. I'll give him a C tier. They're decent. Probably he's festive. That's true. Okay, B tier. He does have a cousin that can cook. Now, this guy, he's a little bit more serious. He's got the mask on. I feel like he's just like doing his job. I don't think he's as into it as the guy without the mask. I'm gonna put him in the C tier. He's not the one dressing up for Christmas. All right, we got the acid spitter there. I don't know how I'd have a relationship with a floating eye, but all I know is like if you're sickly, you're definitely going down in the dateable game. So I think for that we're gonna have to drop him into F tier. At least the sick one. The sick one has to go into F tier because I'm not. I can't be taking care of someone. I'm busy. You know. Who's the toxic one now? They're acidic, not toxic. Unbelievable. This one, you know, he's got a little. Ruth Payne, what the hell? None of these words have been said. None of these words have been said. Alright, for the time being, you know, I'm not like super interested in the giant floating eye personally. That's not really my thing. And like I'm not a super big fan of acid either. I feel like you'd like get heartburn from like a smooch, which doesn't sound great. Like they're not quite like F tier, but I'm gonna put them in like D tier. This guy has an answer for literally everything, but he's also a bit like dangerous. But like maybe I like a little bit of danger, you know? I think Alchemist is very high tier. I think Alchemist might be S tier. The only problem with Alchemist is that like they're going to be competed for. There's going to be a lot of people after Alchemist, you know? I'm gonna I don't think they're quite S tier. Yeah, let's make an S plus or an A plus rather. One of these days I'll figure out how this program works. There we go. There's an A plus tier, and that's where Alchemist goes. Beautiful. Now, these ants have not proven to be eusocial like the other ants in real life, which means this ant probably has like a personality of its own. So we've got the ant. I mean, that's a lot of appendages. There's a whole bunch of them, but they're also like acidic. I'm gonna assume that like you're gonna get heartburn if you do go in for a smooch. Like that's probably just gonna happen. I don't know if it's worth it. You might even get your tongue melted out. What else can we say about the ant? I mean, you could probably like ride the ant like a horse. You know what? You're actually selling me on the ant a little bit. I think that we could have like a good relationship. It just wouldn't be like super physical, you know. I think it could work. We'll put him in like a C tier. The robot assassin is a total asshole in game, but he is pretty cool. He's got a sword. He is in peak physical condition. That's true. He'd be your asshole. That's true. He would definitely, like, pay for dinner. For sure. He would 100% be able to pay for every single meal ever. He is a professional, that's true. I feel like he'd be ready for just about anything. I think he's like a B tier, I agree. I think he's pretty good. Alright, we've got the Vomit Mage. This guy literally specializes in throwing up. A bird fan, thank you for the follow. I don't think I'm into... I don't think I can make this work. I'm not into any of that. That is like some kinky shit, and I'm not into that. Do we need a kink tier? Do we need a kink tier now? Is that a real thing? If you're into that tier. The kink shame tier. That's good, that's good. We got some more freaking robots. Should we have a friend zone tier? They're pretty close. I'm gonna Roomba tier these bots. I'm sorry. This thing is like a baby, so we're not dating babies. Not gonna do that. We've got this guy is literally mad all the time. Toxic as fuck. I don't know. I don't like angry people. We're gonna go ahead and put the anger spirit in like F tier. It sucks. Weird stalker tier. It could be restraining order tier. I think weird stalker tier is restraining order tier. I think that's the same thing. Now we've got a single mother. I don't know if I trust this thing to like I automatically I'm kind of locked in with a family. You get a whole family with this one, and that's a big responsibility, you know. Also, where are all these kids coming from? Like, are they getting paid for like these children? Are they having the are they getting the child support they need for their children? Alias hates children confirmed. What the hell? They do drop cash. They drop a pretty good amount of cash. You're right. I think they might be able to like afford their children. I think if you tried really hard, you could make it work. I think this is a high-effort relationship, but you could get something meaningful out of this, for sure. I mean, it is hot. It's literally lava hot. But we're not like worried about race here, okay? You could never go on a water-based date. That's true. But like if you really care about somebody, you got to work around that sort of thing, right? And I think there's enough pluses here to make it work. I'm gonna go with like a B tier. I think we could make it work. It could be fun. And then we've got the skeleton who has the detachable head. B tier for B adjacent creature. It's pretty inspirational that they continue to they decide to continue living on even after all their flesh is melted from their bones, you know? Like that's pretty cool. I feel like you could get through some tough times together. They'd have a lot of life experience. You know, they seem like they took pretty good care of their bones overall. They might have even been a wizard at one point because they can cast fireballs. They do probably have like a lot of money too. I think we'll give them an A tier. I think that's our first A tier. Now, with the skull, like the skull on its own, they're gonna have like a hard time doing stuff. I don't know. Do we just put like all three? I guess if we put them together, you can put them back together. I'm gonna say that like in a relationship, you gotta, no matter what, you gotta stick with them, you know? We've got, once again, another single mother. Surprising amount of those. Like, this one's actually much worse. Like, they don't get nearly as much money. The children are much more annoying. Like, they're very ill-behaved. And I feel like a part of that is, no, let it be known that single mothers won't be ranked higher. I don't know. I feel like they really, it's just a lot. They've been hurt so many times before, and every time they get hurt, it's more children out of nowhere. Like, what the hell's that all about? I think this is an F tier. Now we've got a triangle, a diamond, a square. I almost called it a triangle. I think this one's going in the Roomba tier. It's a gem. Are we gonna talk about the gem? Okay, it's literally in hell. Now, once again, I'm going to point out, it is a mineral. That's true. But this mineral does have, like, a fair amount of... Like, it's just a rock-hard body. I don't know. I don't know if you could get much... You could get, like, a free dinner. There's like, a free dinner in it. You know what? Free dinner tier. We got a plant. It spits acid in, like a pollinating... sort of manner. Yeah, I'm gonna put it into the if you're into that tier. that's where it's going. Okay, so we're gonna say this is the whole Grand Alchemist. Grand Alchemist is quite the lad, quite the Chad. You know, very smart. You could really hold like an intelligent conversation with them. There may be like a little bit unhinged, but that's just part of the fun, really. They have lots of magic. They have a sweet place. They're one of a kind. I mean, they're not entirely one of a kind if you go like into parallel worlds. He is the size of a house, but like we're not worried about. Like I don't mind that. That's fine. He does have a tendency to throw your arguments back at you. He's a little quick to just like throw it back in your face. That's true. He does have some sweet spells. I think they do have some personality flaws. You're not wrong. They are quick to deflect. I'll give him an A+ tier. I think we can make it work. I don't know. Yeah, they do have some crazy legs. They've got a lot of potential for growth too. You know, I feel like there's some stuff going on there for sure. Not very high maintenance. Like I said, all these everybody has flaws. I think they get an A tier. I think Coleman gets an A tier. That's pretty good. An S tier, trust me, I dated him, and he's really good in bed. Which one is that? Which one is that there? Dragon. I feel like Dragon is just like always a real spicy game of chicken with them, you know? You know, it's always gonna go one way or the other. Dragon just got born though, isn't it NA? Oh man. Does the dragon count as a newborn? Like, it's a little bit of a different situation with the dragon. I feel like the dragon has been maturing for a long time inside the egg. That's a giant egg. It is a giant... Okay, well, if we're gonna go with that, sure. We'll NA it. That's fine by me. Got the Forgotten. Forgotten, once again, you need the eye, the Paha Silma, to see them with the skull. Forgotten is hard to get. Forgotten definitely does play hard to get. Extremely shy. They do come with children once again, and the children have very explosive personalities once again. It already says, look, man, if Param couldn't convince you about Heiko, I will. That guy is incredibly so slimy and sloppy. It's an immediate S tier, just don't have experience. What the hell? Why are there multiple people calling for S tier on this fucking thing? It's just extremely specific. Anyway, we got the Forgotten. We're back on this. I'm probably gonna skip over some of the bosses. I don't want to do them all in a row because they do have a lot more personality than a lot of the other creatures in Noita. So we should probably save some of them. But yeah, Forgotten. They're shy. They're hard to get. You know, they're just trying to live their life on their own. They seem pretty self-sufficient, and they have, you know, some hidden secrets to them. They got like they drop a full health on death, so they must have some sort of crazy health insurance there, and they have possession of the Sunstone as well, which is interesting. I feel like bosses naturally score a little higher. Health insurance is extremely hot. You're right. I think they get like top of B tier. I think that's pretty good. I don't know anything about the Fog Spirit. They're a wild card to me. We get it. They vape. That's true. They are a big vapor, aren't they? Like that's literally their whole personality. I don't know. If you make like vaping your whole personality, I'm just not into that personally. This guy, if like a bear shows up, he's literally throwing you into the bear. If you're out on a hike with him, let's be honest. He's not to be trusted at all. Weird stalker tier. I think weird stalker energy might be right. I think this guy's a bit of a frick. We're putting him in the weird stock. I agree. Fury's pegged it perfectly there. All right, we got the Leggy Mimic. I mean, hear me out. Hear me out. I mean, they're like really muscular. You know, they clearly work out. They are like a big chest. So once again, if you're into that. How you doing, Craig Anger, baby? You know, they're like a little bit more of a piece of meat, I guess. Who says chests are the only thing they can mimic? True. Think of all the... Okay, that's it. You ruined it, Pyro Bebop. It's going if you're into that. I would have rated it higher, but you just immediately made me send it into if you're into that too. This is the one that shows up in the Temple of the Arts. Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of money. They're not like a bad boy, but they're definitely in the wrong part of town. I'm not a fan of the company they keep, to be honest. I think they're like the best of like a bad group, you know? It's like they kind of just like grew up in the wrong place. I'd give them a chance. I'd give them a chance. We'll put them in the C tier. The chest is a real provider, so keep in mind that the mimic, when pheromoned, will just start spouting out stuff. They will give you everything they've got. They're too giving. I think like once again, it's a bit of over dependency once they're with you. Yeah, they just want love. It's kind of sad. I think normal mimic is it an S tier? I think they still have major character flaws, but they're up there. Now we've got the Heart Mimic. I feel like you'll never be satisfied with the Heart Mimic. They're just scary, you know? That pretends to love you, then stabs you in the back. Yeah, this is weird stalker energy. You're right. That goes right into the weird stalker energy. They can be a friend. I could be a friend with a deer. Yeah, we're friend zoning the deer. All right. So we've got the robotic fly. This is an extremely rare enemy that only appears in very specific places. I'm pretty sure it's a tower-only enemy, right? Is that the case? They're exotic. They are, like, they go to interesting places. I feel like they'd have a lot to say, you know? They might even be, like, despite their hard exterior, more of, like, a traveling hippie type, even. Because that whole, like, tower experience, they're going all over the place. Yeah, they've seen some things. I think that they'd at least be interesting. Oh, this is the Leno. This is the shitter. This is the shitter from Fungal. Oh my god. I thought this was the other one. Okay. I think they go down in the tier list for sure. I think a D tier would be more reasonable. All right. Duck is friend tier. They're funny. They're pretty funny. Elk is also friend tier. I feel like we're just too different, you know? I don't think I'm ready to make that sort of lifestyle change. We can fine. We'll just, if you're into that. Shield bot, pretty sick. Literally will defend you till its last breath. Like this thing, if it didn't make you literally invincible, Roomba tier. It makes you invincible. That's insane. Like, if you're making everybody around you invulnerable to death, how awful would you have to be as a person for people to not want to be around you? I feel like it would be really hard to not get along with people. I think this one goes in A tier. Maybe for selfish reasons. Definitely for selfish reasons, but it is A tier. Heavenly Crystal is very interesting. Does it have a holier-than-thou attitude? It's definitely not keeping the best friends, once again. I think he's a bit of a frick. I don't even know how he got up there, to be honest. I think he flew. Yeah, we're putting him in the weird stalker energy. I mean, like... right? We don't have to... we could place this one. This one's going if you're into that. If you're into that for some reason, then there you go. This is the S tier for degenerates. These two abominations, this guy's like huge. I feel like he would protect you. I don't know. He's a bro for sure. I think he goes in A+. I think he's cool. So we've got this failed abomination. No arms, no legs. When it dies, it comes back to life. I feel like there's not that much going on with this one. Is it a tentacle? Is that what it is? Or is it like a wisp of ghostliness? I'm not sure. Dude has personal problems, is likely to explode at any moment. Isn't it a broken alchemist? It is a broken alchemist, that's true. Even if they failed in the end, there's good education in there, good conversations. That's fair. You've got a very good point. They got a good head on them. You know, tentacles as well, if you're into that. And you know, they've taken a beating and they can come back. I can fix them. You know, I agree. I think it is like a C or a B tier. We'll give him a B tier. That's decent. We've got the Eldari. Stendari's older brother. Stendari is I feel like he's like the school bully, and he like just turns into a little frick. They are hot, but they're also allergic to water. I think this guy's F tier, like guaranteed. I'm not even willing to try and make it work. But I'm not like a water elemental. I'm a human being. I would get burnt to death. I appreciate you trying to make this work. Yeah, there's too much making us too different. We can't make it work. I'm sorry. We will put this one above this one, because I'd like this one more. Okay, we have the Fire Skull. Fire Skull is just super annoying. Just a really annoying guy. Like, you do anything to him, and he blows up. And not only, he's gonna, like, you say something, and he is going to punch a hole in your wall. Like, he sucks way harder than anything else in F tier. And I don't think he even fits into weird stalker energy. Wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. There we go. new tier, just for this guy. That's how hard he sucks. Leviathan, he's you know, worldly. He's important. He's literally the CEO of water. I don't know if he's got enough time for me, really. You know? He's very wet, that's true. I don't see... Are there any major character flaws that Leviathan has? He's pretty solitary, but, like, so am I. We can do our own thing. They're interesting. They're very interesting to me. I'm gonna put him in B tier. Like a high B. Next to Forgotten. We've got the flamethrower Hisi. Is this guy a robot, or is he a person in a suit? Which one is he? Does he bleed oil or blood? I think he bleeds oil, right? So this is a robot. I don't have any hang-ups about robots. Like that, we can make that work. These guys, they just don't really have much of a personality, to be honest. We'd have fun. We'd definitely have fun. I think that they would just be like a super fun guy, at least. Bees. Giant stinger. Okay, this one's going into this tier, I guess. I think that's where that goes. I think this is restraining order territory. That's do not want. Okay, we've got a frog. I think we just friend tier this one. And what about this one? what about this one? I think we just go with one of these. So this mushroom I very intentionally left out of F tier. Okay, let's talk about this mushroom in particular. Yeah, tall mushroom is not gonna like auto explode. Also, he can like make spores, and you know, presumably, I don't know, are they edible? Who's to say, really? Once again, maybe like a bit of a drug guy. Yeah, that's true. It is the most phallic fungal. That's true. Eating your partner is illegal in Germany, but what if like they are like growing a piece of themselves, like and then they like cut it off and you know, let's stop this. Mushroom head, but with stamina. The pollen would be bad for some friends though. Sets off allergies. That's true. Well, I mean, no, it's not pollen though. Oh wait, it is pollen. In game, it's pollen. In real life, it's not pollen. In game, it is called pollen, though. I think that they have some positives and they have some negatives. We're putting them in the D tier. Okay, Hellgazer. Once again, he's not shooting lava at me. So much lava. Yeah, imagine he gets like a friggin' paper cut and there's like lava all over it. You would get warm hugs. I mean, he's not as warm as these two fricks, right? He does hate water, but like he can deal with it. I think we could buy a fireproof apartment, you know? We could go like I'll put him like right here. Weird stalker, definitely like restraining order. Yeah, no, like literally a stalker. This guy's really funny. Yeah, he's a high tier. He's not S tier, but he's really funny. So I don't think he hits A+ tier. For me personally, I think he's A tier. All right, so we've got we've got the rock spirit, and they're just constantly spitting out little baby rock spirits. I mean, they're a little cold, but I don't mind the cold, to be honest. I can deal. They're definitely unique. The baby mama. I was thinking D, but I think we'll give it a C. I think a C is fine. We could make it work. What about the sludge spawner thing? Yeah, now we're getting into some spicy territory for sure. Does explode with toxicity and acid. Doesn't appreciate architecture. Like, what the hell? Okay, that's an F tier for me. Like, maybe even restraining order tier. This is like either F or I kind of no, I'm not into that. A tiny bit better, but they're not great even then. I won't take out a restraining order yet, but it's close. It's definitely close. Are we in agreement that this is a goblin child? We could go NA or friend tier. He's a funny little guy. I think I'll put him in friend tier. I'm trying to like put them together. There we go. He's literally in pieces when you meet him. He does like just AoE curse damage. And let me just check this. Can we get a quick fact check in chat? He kills enemies too. Like he is like indiscriminate in the damage that he deals. So I think this might be one of the situations where he will actually hurt you, even if he cares about you. He hates everyone equally. Serial killer energy. Okay, twins go in F tier, everyone else goes in restraining order tier. That sounds good to me. That's very reasonable assessment. All right, we've got the healer robot. Now, by default, this would probably go in the Roomba tier. But he's like super. He's like a friend. I don't know. So it's like a cat. I think he's at least friend. He's definitely above Roomba tier. I think he gets to be in friend tier. I think he actually gets to be the top of friend tier. Speaking of friend, let's talk about friend, I guess. so friend, he's a big circle guy. He's funny. He lives a simple life, pretty secluded, with a family. He cares a lot about the people around him. He's a caring person. No arms, which is, you know, slight downside, but you know the old saying. If you don't, I'm not gonna say it. You can say it. They are like a little quick to anger. They are thick, that's true. But I do think that they're like an A tier, at least. Bare minimum A tier, maybe A plus tier. I think they belong like here. I think that's pretty reasonable. We got, let's do another boss while we're at it. We got Master of Masters. You know, very secluded, very intelligent, a little bit of a freak, for sure. Maybe a lot of a freak. You can literally call them mom. That is true, Best. I think would automatically go to if you're into that tier if they didn't have more character. But they've got a lot of tricks. They can do a lot of things. Bondage babe. Oh my god. Oh man. We now have a high tier if you're into that. Feet Mimic too. I guess Feet Mimic can go up. That's funny. It is funny. We've got a. Is this the healing crystal? This is like something you bought from a store, like one of those stores, but it actually works. I think this is Roomba tier, but like it's top of Roomba tier. The Ice Lord. He's bald. He's a total shithead. He's just like worse than all the people around him, and I think he knows it too. He's pretty bad. He definitely sucks. I think he's an angry guy. Yeah, I think Weird Stalker energy is right. I feel like he's really passionate about what he does too, you know? Like the flamethrower guy, he does it because he needs to. The ice guy, he does it because he wants to. Okay, this guy's in. He's at least like a bare minimum friend tier, but I think this would be great. Let's do the player character. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. I think it's that simple. You got like auto S tier. Restraining order. Literally one touch and it like one wrong touch and it's over. You're dead. He's pretty okay. Like if you're friends, like he's not gonna insta kill you. It's like if you turn into an enemy, he will insta kill you. He will end your life. I don't know. I think he's an F tier. I think he's not that big of a stalker. He's okay. It's pretty badass that he can shoot lasers out of his eye. I think he's like automatically better than this guy. He would definitely have some awkward, prolonged eye contact, that's for sure. With that big eyeballed stalker, you think stalker? Restraining complaint? I mean, he's only got eyes for me. I'll give him like a C tier. Decent little C tier. Alright. We got the hammy. There's the ham mommy and there's the had daddy. Hear me out. Hear me out, chat. Boom. That's where we're putting that. I think this one's maybe. I think this is an if you're into that tier. Let's see. What are we gonna call these? So they're curious eaters. They don't respect architecture, and that's something that I do respect. So that's a little bit of incompatibility for me. They are foodies for sure. They are walkers too. They do care about their health to some degree. Yeah, I don't know. They've got some interesting properties. I bet they'd be cool on a date at least. They'd be interesting. Let's put them here. They are a little clingy, but like I think a D tier is fine. All right, we've got the teleporting poison ghost amoeba. This is just like a giant slime, like a giant poison slime that can teleport, right? Or is it a smelly fart? Is it a gas or is it a liquid? I don't want it to be an if you're into that tier, but somehow it is. It's alarming that. God, why? Jesus. We got this fucking weirdo silkworm that only lives in meat biomes. But, like, I don't want it to be my whole lifestyle. And I think, like, living with someone like that would be hard. Like, that's... Yeah, actual parasite as well. I think you're right. This is like, F tier or restraining order. No, I'm not gonna put a restraining order on them. They're just weird. I'm just gonna stay them away. We've got Sausage Man. All I can say is unlimited sausage. The way to my heart is food. This is easy fucking S tier. Like 100% S tier. He calls himself a mixologist. I'm not like big into alcohol. I think for the right person, this guy's gonna find somebody, but it's not gonna be me. He's not like a parasite, but like he's definitely not better than twins. Aren't the cocktails oil and fire? I mean, I assume that he can make other cocktails as well. You know, definitely thick, right? Not exactly the greatest living conditions. Maybe a little bit lacking mobility. I'm pretty sure these grubs don't these grubs don't have anything past their main stage, their mind's eye. We haven't seen the evolutions. They'd be chill at least. You could probably take them on a date or two. Maybe end up in friend tier eventually. We've got frickin' Santa Hisi. I'm just putting him next to this guy because he's these two guys here are the same guy in my head. So they get a B tier. He's doing his... Santas are hot. Santa's literally S. Wait, everybody's saying Santa's like way up there. This is a drunk mall Santa. He's literally holding trinitrotoluene in his hand. Okay? That's a problem. This guy and this guy are the same guy in my head. Okay? He's having a good time. B tier is a reasonable spot. All right, you've got the hell Dynamite guy. I don't think he is a stalker. I think he's confident in what he does, you know? He clearly knows what he's doing. I think he's in D tier as well. This fucker, I've been thinking about him. This guy, he will not this guy, all he does in his spare time is play League of Legends. If you want to get carried, sure. He will, you can easily get carried all the way up to Diamond 5. Easy peasy with Swapper. But you will not get him to leave his computer. He sucks. He's a fucking nerd. He's a little shit. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. I'm putting him in F tier. Blindness Mage, I think, is once again a little bit on the shy side. You know, just blinding people. They don't want to be seen. They're very self-conscious. He will put something in your drink. You do not trust the blinding mage. He has extreme tunnel vision, blindfolded enjoyer. If he's a little bit of a prankster as well, I can get into that. That sounds like fun. I'll put him in like a high B tier. I think he can go there. Okay. These two I'm counting as. Oh wait, this one's not a child. This one's a dead thing. This is a thing that came back to life, right? This is Colmey's child, so we're just gonna put that in NA. This is a dead thing that was brought back to life by the Necromancer robot. One of these is a good Necromancer, and one of these is a bad Necromancer. Does anybody remember which is which? Gray resurrects. So this guy resurrects you in full, right? So this guy is like a shitty Necromancer. He's bad at his job. We're gonna go ahead and this could be literally anything, or yeah, this could be literally anything. We're gonna NA that. I guess it could be technically if you're into that, but I don't think. I'm really hoping that there's nobody watching this video that's into necrophilia. That's just strange. So we're gonna go with this guy. Let's talk about him. So he does have a job. He revives people. He doesn't do it very well, mind you. He could revive you, but you'd just be like a gross little thing. It's like a corrupt taxidermist. Oh my gosh. He always reminds me of Pinwheel from Dark Souls, and Pinwheel's a freak. I think he's like weird stalker energy, honestly. Yeah, he's definitely giving me weird stalker energy now that I think about it a little bit longer. Now, this guy can actually bring you back to life in full. A successful necromancer, and it's like that one meme with the office lady, right? It's like this guy says hello, and it's like the hello police, and this guy says hello, and it's like, oh, he's so cute, right? I think he gets like the pass because he brings you back to life. I think like that alone definitely elevates you in the tier list. I don't really want to live in a giant tomb. A little bit toxic, even. Surprisingly toxic despite the age, right? Yeah, possible flight risk. There are so many things wrong with I think this is an F tier. I think Pyramid Boss is our first F tier boss. Please stay away from my ankles. That's what this one's gonna be. The monk used to be a Hisi goblin and fully converted over to cybernetics, which is really unique. The monk has like a very mysterious past. Like you're not getting anything on that dating profile. It's just gonna be like a picture, and he's gonna be holding his hand up like this. That's it. That's all you got to go off of. I think I think maybe an A tier even. He's very interesting. He's got a lot of personality. Yeah, is he A tier though? I think I'll give him a B tier. Maybe not A tier. Maybe it's clones, not friends. Oh my god. that's a whole nother. It's really hard to bring places. That's true. But so am I. I'm a homebody. That's not a big deal. We got the frickin' Polly Bear. At first look, it's restraining order. He does only want to change you. That's true. That's fucked up. I want to be me. If you don't accept me for me, then we're not doing this. I agree. He literally only wants to change you. The restraining order tier. I agree. Alright, let's talk about Steven. I've always pictured Steven as a bit of a family man. But, like, I guess in this universe, they're like, single, right? We're gonna assume that this is a single Steven. Yeah, he protects his home. He's, you know, he's interdimensional, which is, like, pretty sweet. He does work for the gods, and like, that's like my dad works for Xbox, right? Like, that's kind of sick. Yeah, we already know him so well. I feel like he's like a real friend. He's got like shit tons of money. He gets paid well. You know, he's just doing his job. He's not the one that's angry. He's not angry. He does get fired and replaced, and that's sad. He's not very good at his job. He does kill fish. That's true. He does... Wait, animal hater? Oh my god. Wait, that drops him down so far. I think he goes into C tier. Exactly. He is doing his job, right? If his job... Like, he's an exterminator. That's what he does. I don't like it. And I would have some hang-ups on that personally. If you get right on top of Steven, he will stop attacking you. He all he needs is a hug. Skode is like kind of a Giga Chad, right? Skode will leave you hanging for his protein shakes. I feel like Skode will put other people down, and he hates everyone. He does love protein. He at least gets to go in the top of D tier. I'm not a big fan of his house. Maybe we NA this nest. It's not a crack house. It's not a crack house. Alright, we've got the Shadow Alchemist. This is a parallel world only enemy. And he is just a worse version of the Alchemist. Like, he's still smart as hell. But he's a broke bitch, and he doesn't have any spells, he doesn't have a house, and he just, like, wanders around with his friends in parallel worlds. He lacks a lot of the things that makes the Grand Alchemist good, in my opinion. I think he's, like... And then we've got Shadow Pit Boss. I haven't even ranked Pit Boss yet. But let's do Shadow Pit Boss, I guess. No, let's do main Pit Boss, and then we'll do Shadow. So Pit Boss is just like a... Oh my god. He will throw everything you say back at him. He also sometimes gets caught up in the crossfire of his own venom, right? He does have, like, magic. He literally lives under a bridge. I don't know if I can get behind that, to be honest. He hates architecture. He thinks he's smart. He thinks he's better than everyone. I don't like him. I think he might very well go... Even with the gifts, that is a redeeming factor. He's a shitter. I don't like him. I don't want to put up with him. Weird stalker energy for sure. Shadow Pit Boss is bad Roomba. Pit Boss is not getting any swipes on Tinder. It's true. Yeah, Shadow Pit Boss is everything wrong with Pit Boss, and then some. He sucks. He's actually the worst. And at least Pit Boss is predictable. Shadow Pit Boss can show up anywhere. He's going in the same tier, but he's going under for sure. It's really hard to be around somebody who's, like, having a hard time. This one made me take 16k damage in one tick of lava. That's insane, Fury.
Everybody's having a hard time.
Everybody has a hard... That's true.
So...
But I'm just saying that maybe it's not the right time to be in the dating game is all.
That's not necessarily true.
New tier needs therapy ASAP. What am I gonna... I can fix them?
No.
Oh my god. I mean... They have their whole death ahead of them, you know? What's there to be depressed? I guess they probably died. I mean, they did die. They're a ghost. I can get behind that. We might be able to help them out. All right, let's talk about the player ghost. I feel like the player ghost is like the demon in my head that tells me that I hate myself. And, like, that's who they are, but, like, in real corporeal form. Or, like, incorporeal form, technically, but, like, they're more real than the voices in my head. I think I need a restraining order. I'm pretty sure I need a restraining order. Okay, maybe I'll give them one date. They can pay for dinner. I'll let them pay for dinner, I guess. RoboCop is... I feel like he's a bit of a stickler, you know? Now, calm down. Remember that we're talking about someone who's not... We have... Basically, all of these enemies are... If we're going on a date, we're not in a hostile situation where we're fighting to the death. That's not what's happening. I don't think we would get along. I don't think he deserves a restraining order, and I don't think he's a weird stalker either, but he's definitely going in F tier. And then we've got his, like, older, scarier... What is this one? I'm gonna say something political. Like, he might be, like, the Unabomber. There's a chance. I think this is restraining order. That's where I'm gonna put it. I mean, he's always just hanging out with his friends, gluing everyone. It's a really strange pastime. Like, it's very unusual. Yeah, he's an if you're into that, I think. Friends have existed for a long time. Just because they're small doesn't mean they're not adults. I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that, right? Like, friends existed in their adult form, and this is just big friend. It's not adult friend. They're both friend. Look, they have the same amount of wrinkles. The exact same amount of wrinkles. The answer is 0. He's a short king, exactly. I personally wouldn't want to swap spit with somebody who can grow a tree with their saliva in, like, an instant. That sounds like I'm going to die. Like, that's a problem. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna friend zone the friend. I think that is the right thing to do. I do not want a tree growing in my mouth. All right, so we got the bedhead and we got the clean cut ghost. I feel like this guy, he must have died in, like, a really... He probably just, like, died in his sleep, right? This dude died at his desk. It's sad. Like, this guy, he worked himself to death. That's crazy. He might be surprisingly together for a ghost. I think he goes into C tier. If I were dating someone exactly like me, that wouldn't be a good thing. So I think for me, there's just an incompatibility issue here. Yeah. I think this is just an incompatibility issue, and that's all. This guy, he's, oh man. He's not, like, in the big group. I feel like he's not in that, like, clique, you know? He does have insane dad bod. You're right. His dad bod goes crazy. And he's a lot healthier than his poison cousin as well. I think I'd get along pretty well with him. He seems like a chill dude for the most part. Let's C tier him. I think a C tier is good. Bit of a mafia boss. He could be. I don't know. Hard to say. Poison. Yeah, poison guy. I don't trust this one. I don't trust this guy at all. I'm gonna put him in restraining order for sure. This guy has, like, a fucking insane... Like, this guy is a god at math, right? Like, that's all he does. He's a math nerd, but also a gun nut. Bit of a weirdo, for sure. Not sure how I feel about him. Other than that, he definitely has mom issues, like, guaranteed, right? Like, there's no way he doesn't have mom issues. Like, the machine gunner has always been the favorite. It's like a weird dynamic for sure. I don't know. I think he's doing his best. He really is. He doesn't have a lot going for him, but he's trying. I'll put him in D tier. So we've got the Hisi gun mom, another single mother. There's a surprising amount of these on the list. A very like are there no? Oh wow, are there any? I think all the mothers are single mothers because they reproduce asexually, seemingly, or through taking damage. I mean, gun mom kind of thick, right? She's a CEO and a mother. Like, that's impressive. You're not gonna find many of those. I think she's got her life together, to be honest. She might be a single mother, but she's rocking it. I think we'll put her in B tier. There you go. Single mother justice. And then we've got the favorite child. I think he's a bit more put together. He knows what he wants a little bit more. I'm gonna put him. He definitely deserves to be above the wand. All right. Sheep are friends. All the sheep are friends. They are just friends. And that's okay. Let's talk about the metal pixie. Oh my god. Olympic athlete. Like an actual Olympian. And they're like staying in shape too. Like it's impressive. Like actual supermodel on the side, Olympian type stuff. You know, maybe a little bit on the snooty side. Vlad is right. You know, if you give them time, they'd surprise you. I think this is another B tier. We're gonna go with this one. Definitely a little on the clingy side. Also willing to ice you out. Very juicy. That is also true. 8 arms if you're into it. Okay, you've sold me. We're send him up there. No, this one. Some of them are children, but I'm not sure all of them are. I'm gonna throw him in NA just to be safe on that one. You think he's a creepy old guy? He does have his own bunker in the middle of the mountains. This is like the guy that you would want if you were like trying to survive an apocalypse, right? I think that he's an F tier, but like he's definitely like maybe right here. I think I could probably have a good conversation with him. He would be very interesting, but like he would definitely be kind of crazy. Does he really only want one thing? Has a big heart. Too many R34, more to love. I'll put him up in like a C tier though. I don't know enough about him yet, but I'd love to know more. We'll learn about him. I don't think he's a friend. I don't think he's like a restraining order. And I don't think he's necessarily evil Roomba either. I think F tier is a fine spot for him. He's not a friend. There's 2 Heesy shotgunners, right? Yeah, there's the sickly shotgunner and then there's the healthy shotgunner. I don't know. I think we're gonna put him in the same spot because this guy's just got a cold, right? Like he's fine. He's gonna recover. I don't know. Maybe one of them got vaccinated and the other one didn't. The green one is the strong one? Right, because a goblin's healthy complexion is green. That makes sense. Yeah, no, that checks out. Okay, so this guy's the sick one. The anti-vax guy. just differing beliefs. Throw him in the D tier. Trying not to get political. Trying really hard not to get political. Got the polymage. They definitely have more than one lover, right? You know, maybe a little bit sheepish themselves. Polymage is trying to change you. Well, no, because if you're friends with the polymage, they're not gonna shoot you. If you're friends with the polybear will still poly you if you touch their sphere. We'll go with an if you're into that. We'll go with that. That sounds good. Let's do the Thunder Skull. Ice Skull didn't do so well. This guy literally birthed a new tier. I mean, a little bit of a zap here and there isn't that bad. I can get over that. It's not as bad as being on fire or being instantly killed because I said something that I said their skull cap made them look fat or something, right? It's a whole different thing. Some may disagree, and that's okay. It's my tier list. Go make your own stupid, dumb tier list. Okay, we've got the Bog Spirit, not to be confused with the Fog Spirit. This guy likes the bog, not the vape. I feel like he would have a very different lifestyle from me. But I'd like to know more about him. So let's put him in the D tier. I'd take him to dinner. What about this guy, the Vulnerability Mage? Yeah, you know what? I don't trust this guy. He's going into weird stalker energy. I don't trust him. Teleport Mage. Extreme commitment issues. Best you'll ever get out of him is one date. Maybe like a C tier. It would be like a really fun one date. Okay, we've got this turret. That's like extreme evil Roomba tier for me. And in fact, I think we put all of the turrets into evil Roomba tier. All right, we got the funny little worm. I could see him being like a cute little pet. I think we put him here. This thing comes to life. It's literally invincible. It could be a restraining order tier. Is this like a would you have sex with yourself kind of moment? Is that what this is? Maybe here. how's that? I would personally, I would rather put him in like Weird Stalker or Restraining Order personally, but there's definitely gonna be some people into that. What does this one do? Oh, this guy's the twitchy mage. Dude, my eye has been twitching for days. Restraining Order. Fuck this guy. We got the Hell Shotgunner. He's terrifying. He's literally Doom Guy. I'd date Doom Guy. So let's put him up like in C tier. He's pretty sick. He'd rip and tear. Okay, he's going down a tier for that. I'll put him like here. he's going down a tier for that. I mean, there's hammies in there. Okay, it's going in the restraining order against Chad again. I feel strange about this. Maybe, you know what? go with that. The electricity one can also like actually go even higher than that. We got the magma worm, so another bit of a bad boy. Once again, lives in hell, bleeds bad. He is the one broke bitch of hell. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Let's go get some sushi. Yeah, you don't want to cook that guy dinner, but you bring him like to a smorg and just, you know, you get your meal free because if you eat enough, they give you the thing. Literal volcano roll. Exactly. Who else have we got? We got the heart mage. The heart mage hurts people, but it's like to help them. I feel like this is like your tough love kind of guy, you know? Shitty X, low tier. Heart mage gives people heartbreaks. You can move past them and become a better person. Oh my god, Kopi. That's literally... Okay, F tier. Easy F tier. So thick that it has its own gravitational pull. That's not I might be into that. I am into that. Here we go. A plus, I think. There we go. Uko. This is gonna be a divisive one. We're learning a lot about alias today. don't think Michaela, you didn't put the heart in S tier. Yes, you're stuck on that. It's fine. I put it in the correct tier for me. I'm not a fan of animal haters. Uko is a god. Uko can jumpstart a car. That's true. He does have some utility in life. He doesn't belong any higher than C tier, in my opinion. Because Teleport Mage is amazing. I'll put him in C tier. That's fine. You know what? No, Uko's an animal killer, and he doesn't have an excuse. He does not belong that high. He doesn't have an excuse. We're bringing him down to D tier. All right. Sir Uko. That seems like the next natural one to go for. This guy is just angry, right? He's pissed. His shots literally home on people. He's like really strong, and he wants everybody to know it, you know? I think this guy is restraining order tier. We've got the ghost worm. Just really doesn't have much to bring to the table, to be honest. Bit of a frick. Ghost worm is just not very high tier for me. I don't really feel that much character from them. Maybe evil Roomba tier is fair. All right, we've got the shadow rat. I think that goes like above weird stalker energy, right? And I think the shadow flame fly can go there too. So many tiers. It's funny. Mecha Colmy. Oh my god, he's got laser. He's like a giant defense bot. I feel safe with Mecha Colmy. He's like a big strong friend. He can literally summon healing bots to heal you, which is pretty sick. But I think that he's gonna defend you with his life. I think he goes like right here. Let's talk about like the medium-sized worm. I mean, he's a funny dude. He's an eater as well, kind of like the hell worm. But his blood is actually not lava, so that's kind of a positive, I would say, personally. Worm is definitely a foodie, and I feel like he's not an overeater like the other ones too. This guy's cool. I think we would get along. I'll put him up in C tier. Big Worm always eats the hot dog or always wins the hot dog eating contest. This guy, he literally is pure love. Cyro, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I mean, he's a big eater as well. Once again, I vibe with that. But he literally drops a heart on death. He always loves you. He's loyal. He's going up there. I mean, he's not the worst mage to deal with. Yeah, no, this guy, he's just rare because he's always in the sides. Yeah, he is more like a wingman type. He's just trying to draw attention to you. I think this guy's a friend. I don't know. I don't think he'd be dating, but I think he's a friend. I agree. He's got big wingman energy. Okay, so we've got the lava horror monster. He's not much of a looker. He does have pretty good wealth. He lives in hell, which is always a downside. That's something we consider. He does have some redeeming factors. Like he's not like an overeater. He doesn't stare at you like the Hellgazer. Although we did give Hellgazer a chance. You know, Hellgazer's up there in C tier. I don't know. I think there could be more to him than at first looks. Wait, he bleeds slime. That's true. I'll put him in C tier. Honestly, low C tier. It's fine. All right, we got the two dogs. I don't think they're friends. You think they're friends? Are they friends? They seem like really savage. I mean, if they are just like dogs, I could put them in friend. I've been won over. I think friend is fine. And I'll put them right next to each other. The giant scary mask. What could I say? Mask is D tier, obsessive over its one hobby, will chase you to talk. That's extreme. I love that though. I love that for him. We have a lot in common. I'm gonna put him up in A tier. I think we've got a lot in common. He's not going above the funny guy. He's way too funny. We got the healer. Yeah, healer is like just best friend. Like actual best friend. We've got the sniper. The sniper's a smoker. I literally will not, like, I hate smoking. I don't mind if you like smoke weed or whatever, but like cigarettes suck a lot. I hate it. Easy F tier for me. Like probably a cool guy, but like they're a work friend at best. I'm not gonna be dating for sure. I will not date the sniper. Hell Sniper actively tries to smoke. Hell Sniper is just like a fucking. He's just a chain smoker. He goes through like a pack a minute. I think I need a restraining order against the Hell Sniper. I think I don't want anything to do with him. This is what does this thing do? This thing spawns demon ghosts. I think this is evil Roomba tier. I don't think that this one has like any feelings about what it's doing. I think it's just doing it because it hates. It is created to hate. Yeah, that thing is evil Roomba for sure. We've got the Hellgazer. Hellgazer is oh wait, no, this is the Skygazer. This guy makes chaotic polymorph everywhere. Absolute, just so petty. Incredibly petty enemy. They just think they're better than you too. Yeah, I don't like them. I don't like them. I think this is a weird stalker energy, to be honest. That's where it's gonna. Yeah, he wants to change people. They've got a lot of negative traits. This is the shield Hisi, and this is the invisible Hisi. I think this guy's a bit of a freak, to be honest. He's like a stalker by proxy. Yeah, no, he's extremely weird. Like he can go at the top. You're right. He's weirding me out the more I think about him. he's really weirding me out. We've got the Hisi mine shooter. I'm pretty sure mines are a war crime. And I don't want to date a war criminal. So I'm going to put him in F tier. Because I don't date war criminals. Tiny is like kind of... I think Tiny is friend tier. You're right. Tiny's like a big, funny friend. Alright, so we've got the shield lord. Shield guy, he's... he knows all the Bionicles lore. You're certain he knows... He probably does know all the Bionicles lore, and I'm into that. I love it when people are passionate about dumb nerd shit. I love that for him. I'm putting him in A+ tier. He's great. And we've got this frickin' mage. What's this guy even do? Is there a reason why... He's the fizzle mage! He just shuts you down! Anti-communication, which is like... That's the most important thing in a relationship. Like, how are you supposed to do anything if you can't communicate? I think that's an F tier. Alright, there we go. Alright, well that's every single enemy in Noita in terms of dateability on a tier list. There you go, chat. There it is. Who's your number one?